Good morning and welcome to Decision Day.
Good morning and welcome to Decision Day. I'm Susannah Collins. This is Calen Carr. We are so happy to be with you in our brand new studios, which totally lends itself to an English accent. What's up, everybody? Welcome to This Week in MLS, presented by Target, and welcome to our new home.
Just soak it in, yeah.
This is fancy.
Yeah.
I feel legit.
I mean,
right now.
You see how
Look
I'm dressed.
I know.
Right?
We were like, we've got to step up our style game
sport
here for
coat
this
just
new
magically
studio. But this is not the first time we used it. We were here last night for our big countdown to Decision Day
Yes.
show.
Landon Donovan, Carlos
Woo!
Ruiz, Jay Heaps, Andrew Wiebe.
I know.
It was a lot of fun.
Lots of soccer, lots of action to talk to. So let's get right to it today, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Takeaways. First in the new studio.
Our twin takeaways.
Break
this is exciting.
In, Suze.
So my twin takeaway, I'm going to talk about the Chicago Fire, who had a big 3-2 win over Philadelphia. They are now in third place, just behind NYCFC. Maybe going to be able to snag that coveted second place, get that first round bye. But I really want to talk about Nemanja Nikolic, who had his first MLS hat trick in this game. He is now at 24 goals. The Golden Boot essentially wrapped up for this guy. I don't know that anybody kind of foresaw the season that he was going to have. He was sort of this question mark when Chicago brought him in. But the contributions that he has been able to make for this side, the way they have set him up to be in that position, to be the goal scorer, it's just been so fun to watch for them. And I know we're going to talk a little bit about like the MVP thing, but perhaps he might secure a few more votes after this weekend.
Well, I think he's got that Golden Boot wrapped up. He's got it locked down. But the guy I want to talk about on the other side for the MVP race is Diego Valeri. To me, this is not even a question at this point. I think he cemented his place as the most valuable player. 21 goals, 11 assists. This is the first time, Susannah, we've had a guy go over 20 and 10 since Javinko, and only the second time ever in MLS history. And what he's done has been unprecedented. Again, 9 games in a row, scoring a goal in a game, really lifting the load. And what he does is he makes other people better around him. You can see the confidence. He's juggling the ball, brought down over him, plays a 1-2 with Blanco, and it's no accident that he puts it in the upper corner, because when you play with a guy like that who's just brimming with confidence, it gives confidence to his team. And to me, that's what separates Diego from the rest. He's made his teammates better, not only contributing with goals, but also assists.
Absolutely. This has been, the West has been crazy. So this weekend, a lot of eyes on the West, right? Because we had only, I think, 6 points separating the 2nd seed and the 8th seed. A lot of teams jockeying, trying to get above that playoff line. And in Cascadia, it was crazy. We had both Seattle and Portland securing 4-0 wins, big wins. And then we had San Jose getting a crazy important 1-1 draw against Vancouver, the team who's sitting on top of the West right now. So when we look at all these games that we saw yesterday and the implications, Calen, which one was the biggest result for you?
San Jose.
Yeah.
And I need to admit, I was wrong. San Jose. I came into the pregame show talking about San Jose being under the most pressure, really not understanding the direction going forward for them. And then you see them go and do something that no one expected, which is to get a result in Vancouver on the road. One win and 7 losses on the road so far this season, then go up to Vancouver, not an easy place to play, and shows a fighting spirit, a beautiful little ball through to Vaco from Wondolowski. And they looked like the team that was going to get maybe 3 points out of this one. Now in the driver's seat, they return home with a game against Minnesota United, who just got smashed by the Galaxy. Right. You'd have to say San Jose in the driver's seat now to get into the playoff spot, get that last spot in the West.
Are you surprised that those words are coming out of your mouth
I never be surprised when it comes to the Western Conference and MLS this year.
Okay, so we mentioned Seattle with the big 4-0 win over Dallas. So Dallas on the other side of this equation. This is a team that desperately needed 3 points. They get rocked. They get absolutely rocked, 4-0. I was managing the social media feed last night, and the Dallas fans, it was a dark, horrible place. and rightfully so, rightfully so. Yes. Calen, at this point, especially based on the way that they were playing last night, I think this is done. Yeah. I don't see Dallas finding a way into the postseason, and I think a lot of changes are going to be coming.
It's been done. It's been bad. It's been ugly. Carlos Ruiz kept saying that maybe this will be the time where it turns around. Of course, a Dallas legend. To me, you just saw them second best to everything on the night. Now, it starts off with Javi Morales with a little bit of a flick, careless in a bad part of the field. It goes right down their throat, Rodriguez with the goal. But it just compounded from there, and that's what you see with a team that is just been losing. It's just everything compounds upon itself, second best on everything on the day, and to me, they are now out of the playoffs.
Ugh, it's crazy.
Still got a chance if results go their way, but it's not looking good.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I still can't quite wrap my head around the collapse. Well, let's talk about some other teams.
Yeah.
Happier news.
Let's keep it positive.
Happier news out west. Kansas City and the Dynamo battled to a 0-0 draw. Both teams clinched a spot in the playoffs after this one. SKC only 2 points up on the Dynamo right now, so they're battling for home playoff advantage. Which team do you think would it be more advantageous for to have that home field?
Well, Sporting Kansas City.
Yeah.
They've lost in the knockout round on the road the last 3 seasons, so you know they want to avoid that, get a home game. But I came away most impressed from Houston. First of all, congratulations.
Yes.
The Dynamo haven't been in the playoffs for 3 years. Now getting back to where they belong.
Shades of Calen Carr years.
I don't know about that. But I did have flashbacks watching this game because Sporting Kansas City, Houston, that was an epic rivalry in the playoffs. And this one had that feeling to it. There was that bite, there was that energy, there was a little bit of that anger between the two teams. And it was a home and away playoff leg. And give credit to the Dynamo. They got it done. 2-1 win at home midweek. Then go on the road. We questioned this team's, we knew they had talent, but we questioned their toughness and their experience heading towards the playoffs. Now that they've locked it in, they've got to feel good knowing we've already won a playoff series essentially. So, so impressed by Wilmer Cabrera and their guys.
Do you see, can they be kind of a dark horse in this playoff race?
I think they have the psychological edge over Sporting Kansas City. If I'm Sporting, that's not a matchup I want to see.
You don't want that.
Not early.
It's going to be good. We're almost there.
Ooh, I'm getting fired up.
I know.
All right,
all fired up. Okay, so a team that we've talked about in recent weeks that was on the rise and kind of hit a massive roadblock over the weekend, RSL. Playing Colorado, they walk away with the 1-0 loss after a Josh Gatt goal. And for RSL, this was a devastating blow for them because this was a winnable game. You know, you look, and Colorado obviously looking to play spoiler has not been a great season for them. But they've, shown that they're not going to roll over. But for RSL, a team who was playing really, really well and had such high playoff hopes, and a team that we both had talked about as one that could potentially make some noise in the playoffs, this was not the result that they wanted or needed.
No, it wasn't, but I wouldn't say they're done yet.
Okay.
I mean, get off to a terrible start in this game. Horst and Justin Glad get their signals crossed a little bit, but RSL had plenty of chances in this one, weren't able to find the back of the net. Now they have to go home and play against Sporting Kansas City, and essentially a do or die for them, and they need results to go their way. But I still think this team has something to fight for.
All right, we shall see. Let's move it out to the east, where we have a crazy jumble in the 2 to 5 spots. Calen, NYCFC lost 2-1 to New England. Also lost Jack Harrison in the process to a red card. We had Chicago, as we mentioned, with a 3-2 win over Philly. Columbus gets the 1-0 win over Orlando, and Atlanta and the Red Bulls played to a 0-0 draw. We know which teams, we already talked about, we know which 6 teams are going to be in the playoffs, but right now in terms of seeding, it's a dogfight. It's a dogfight in the East. What do you think we're gonna end up seeing? Who's gonna grab that number 2 place?
I mean, I have no idea who's gonna be there, but I think certain teams need it more than others. I think Chicago, they need to get into past that knockout round, I think, would really help them. They've been much better at Toyota Park. NYCFC, I think, also doesn't need to play in that playing game. Atlanta, I think, actually could.
Yeah.
Health-wise, they need to get a little bit more time for Almiron to get back. You see a little bit of a gap in quality finishing Venom without him. But to me, the story still comes down to TFC. They are the best team in the East, the best team in MLS. They've been all season. This is the first time, I think, in a long time where I can remember going into the playoffs and saying, TFC should win. This team should win MLS Cup. I think they will. And I know it's going to be a dogfight going through the Eastern Conference. They've been the better conference all season. But I'm putting all my chips in on this TFC team.
Can I ask a question, though? Because this is something that I've been thinking about. In your mind, which team could be the team to upset TFC? Because, you know, anything can happen in these playoffs, but is there a team that you see potential, like on the day, they could take it down?
I still have a thing for Atlanta United. I know they don't have the playoff experience. They don't have, the manager hasn't been in the playoffs yet, but they have the firepower. If they can get Almiron back, I just think of the idea of having to go down there in a two-leg system. I don't think that gives a home field advantage to one team much more than the other, and having to go down to Atlanta is not a fun proposition, as most teams have found out. So you may find yourself down 2, 3, 4 goals in that first leg and then have to return home with a lot of pressure on your back. If any team, I think, can knock them out, Atlanta, in a couple minutes, they can turn on you. So that would be the one to watch out for.
I like that. I think that's a good call.
Thank you.
Calen, it's about that time.
It's about that time.
It's our first one in the new studio. I'll let you do the honors.
I kind of want to do it with the dog.
Do the dog.
Did you see that?
Why not?
Good job, Spot. Okay, Did you see that?
Yes.
Oh, you guys, I'm gonna get emotional.
Oh, here we go.
This was.
Start the music.
Can we get the violins out? My Did you see that was crying Kaka, who played his final game in front of the Orlando fans. Earlier last week, it was announced that he will not be returning after the 2017
You couldn't convince him?
season. I tried, Calen. I did everything in my power to get Kaka to stay. Ricky, come on. I thought we had something here. But he was so emotional. He was so emotional, and the tears just streaming down his face. Might have gotten a little choked up myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh, hold it
I'm
together,
not gonna lie.
Hold it together.
But what a wonderful ambassador for that team, for that league that he has been. Just an incredible person in general, an incredible player. I'm sad to see him go.
You said it all. You said it all. You said it well. Hashtag pray for Susannah.
Prayers
all
up.
right, Martin. Did you see that? All right. My Did You See That is also a little bit heartfelt. Diego Valeri, I think, just wrapped up the MVP, as I mentioned. But he brings his little daughter, Connie, onto the field for the post-game interview.
You met her.
I did, yeah, in the latest episode of The Movement. Make sure to check that one out. But Connie was rocking the Thorns jersey, Ali Long.
Thorns.
And congratulations to the Thorns, Portland Thorns,
Big time.
NWSL champions. Nadia Nadim, a lot of top players on that team. So exciting to see that. And I just like that Connie's a soccer player. She's representing for her dad, but she's also got her women's team.
Very cool.
To see a little bit more about the men's and women's partnership in soccer for a powerful message. Check
Coolest
out our
MLS
Movement
kid.
episode. Yeah.
Connie, I love it.
Yeah.
Calen.
The Valeri family is just cool.
They are cool.
Yeah.
Beard game, everything. Calen, that's it. That does it for our first show in the new
How
studio.
do you think we did?
I think we did all right.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Okay.
Do you feel good?
Too. Yeah. Well, I hung out with Landon Donovan yesterday.
So did I.
I feel like some of that magic is rubbing off
That
on
Landon
me.
fairy dust. Yes.
Exactly.
It's just still, you're glowing. You're
Yeah.
basking in the glow. But guys, we're going to do it again next weekend. We've got our Decision Day show. We've got a crazy lineup. We've got Jeff Cassar is going to be in the house. Jimmy Conrad. Ali Curtis. Calen Carr,
Susannah
Collins.
Yeah.
I mean, these are heavy hitters.
Honestly, I think this is a big step forward for MLS with this opening this new studio space, and for our coverage of soccer.
Absolutely.
It's good for all of us.
It is.
Yeah.
We feel great. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Watch us on Sunday. We'll see you soon.